Good evening, dear viewers. I'm by name Nite Katsieri. I'm coming here to talk about the topic which is saying why immigrating to Western countries is not the only option. In Africa, people are migrating from Africa to European countries and America looking for main three things. They are saying better employment opportunity, access to education and healthcare, and they are saying that in Africa we do not have political stability. Due to those main three reasons, people are saying that they have to leave Africa to look for those things. But in my views, in my opinion, I have seen that these things you can get them in Africa. In Africa, you can get a better employment opportunity. If you are educated and you are skilled, you have skills, necessary skills, you can there get this employment opportunity even in Africa. And you can work in Europe, basing, or where you are in Africa. It's possible. We have many examples of people who are working for multinationals which are outside the country, outside of Africa, while they are in Africa, and they are getting good money. The second is access to education and healthcare. We have many people who are studying in international schools which are based in Africa, and they are providing a good education. About the healthcare, we have some hospitals which can provide a certain level of health treatment, but when you are in need, you can go in Europe and other countries to look for that facility. And we have what you call political instability in Africa. People are saying that in Africa we are politically unstable. That may be true, but not all African countries are not politically stable. We have some examples of African countries which are politically stable. So I do not see any reason that are pushing people to leave Africa by saying that Africa is not politically stable. So I do believe that at a certain percentage, these facilities and opportunities which people are looking outside Africa can be got here in Africa. For me, I can propose reasons which can lead to many people staying in Africa. Number one, to start a business in Africa is very easy because we have many areas where we don't have people. They have not reached in those areas to exploit them. But in Europe, everything has been done. So I do believe that when you are in Africa, you have many opportunities to grow easily and quickly. Then there is the number two. I'm talking about reasons why we have to stay in Africa. Number two is climate and culture is friendly. In Africa, we have good culture and the climate is friendly compared to you. When you are African, you have relatives in Africa. You have your mother, you have your father, you have your brother, you have other relatives in Africa. Those are things you cannot get them outside of your country or outside of your continent. The reason number four you have to stay in Africa is that immigration requirement from Africa going to Europe or America is huge in terms of requirements in document and in terms of money required. For example, to immigrate from Rwanda, my country, to European countries, you have at least to have 10,000 USD. Is a lot of money for a normal African. So a person who has this amount of money means that he has attained a certain level of wealth. And if he stays in Africa, he can get many opportunities by investing, by employment, and by other means. What is needed only is mindset. The point number five, you can see that your country is having, for example, political instability. It's possible in some countries in Africa they're having that problem, but you can immigrate within Africa. You can live from one country which is having political instability to other country which is not having that political instability, but within Africa. In that case, we will benefit few things. you benefit the culture, which does not have changed compared to, because the culture of Africa is almost the same, but when you immigrate to European countries and America, the culture has changed completely. And then there is other things which do not change is climate. In Africa, the climate is almost the same in many countries. So if your country is having political problems, you can immigrate within Africa. So in that case, you will save, you remain with your culture, you remain with the climate, which is will not change a lot, and visiting your relative is a little bit easy compared to immigrating into European countries. Thank you, dear viewers. I have been talking about the topic which is saying why immigrating into Western countries is not the only option. Yes, it's not the only option, because things you are looking for in Western countries, you can get them in Africa. If it's employment, a good employment, you can get a good employment in Africa. If it's education, you can get a good education and health facility in Africa. If it's political stability, you can get political stability in Africa. So, my people, stay in Africa, invest in Africa, because even European people are coming in Africa to invest in Africa, and they are getting more money they are getting much money in Africa. So why are we leaving Africa for nothing? If you have employment in Europe or in America, you can go there for employment. But I don't see any reason of leaving Africa and going in Europe without a job, only by looking for opportunities or playing green cards to go into America. We have many opportunities in Africa. We can grow and be rich in Africa. Thank you for viewing my video, and I would like to take the time to thank you for viewing this video, and to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, comment and share if you see that is interesting. By doing that, like I was saying, keep on, and I will thank you for that.